Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Happy Tuesday. Today I'm going to be doing pack 2 of the fan home release of Bill Bryan's or Paul Walker's Nissan Skyline. Now if you remember in pack 1 we made quite a bit of a start on this. We created the front bumper there and we also created our first wheel. Now in the next 3 stages you're going to be seeing the bonnet, we're going to be doing that. We're going to start the engine as well. Now if you do want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description to the Fan Home website. There's also a QR code on the screen that you can scan. You can get this all the way for yourself. But I'm going to jump straight into this, so without further ado, let's get cracking. So here you go, here's the magazine for stage 3. Now each stage comes with its own magazine telling you about the car and also telling you about the films as well. And as you can see in this one, we have got the bonnet. This looks absolutely amazing. A couple of bits just to put onto this, as you can see here, so not a lot to do. But once we're finished, that's the end of that stage. And that looks like this. And I love how all the decals have already been put on for us. So I'm going to get this open, see what we have to do. Now this is where it's probably going to be good to get yourself a storage box, because we've got this part here which is the lock, which we're not actually using in this stage. We're going to need to keep that safe. What we do need is this absolutely amazing bonnet here, looking like that. That's what it looks like from this side. And again, for size comparison, check that out. That looks good. Now, visually looking at it, I'd like to tell you the colour's like a bluey purple, but I am completely purple-blue colourblind. So I'm hoping if I show you on different cameras, you can ascertain yourself what colour that actually is. Okay, we're going to be putting the little wiper motors in. Wiper motors, what am I talking about? Washer nozzles, I mean. So I'm going to get these cut off the sprue, making sure that I've kept the stalk to plug these in. Just using these sprue cutters for this. These sprue cutters are in my Amazon store. They're like a teardrop pattern. So basically the point of the teardrop's going to go in this direction. So it's a case of pushing these in. That's actually quite fiddly to put them in. Let's do the other side. And I'll just clean up where my fingerprints were. But there you go. They're both in place. And that's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 4, here's the magazine. Let's have a flick through. And in this stage, we're going to be doing the front bumper and hood. So we've got some details for this. I've got the steering wheel here as well. So I'm adding these details to what we created before in the last pack, showing like this here. Adding these on. And then it looks like we've got the interior of the bonnet here, where we're finally going to be putting that locking mechanism in place. So then that looks like that. So once again, that's coming in this pack here. Let's get this open. And the first thing I'm going to create is the front release valve. Quite a tiny little detail here. So I need this, and I need the mounting bracket for that, which looks like this. It's just a case of taking these 2 sections here and just joining them together. Like that. This is the front relief pipe here. Now I'm going to be pushing both of these together. So this is just going to be going this way round onto this section here. So now this is one piece, as you can see. Put that to one side and bring over what we created in pack 1. And I've got loads of grills to put into place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in to where they go. So this one's going to go here. They basically just follow the shape completely. So one in there, just push that in onto the lugs. Same on this side. So now that's looking like that. They're actually just kept in through those lugs on the side. But the other 2 that we're going to be putting in, which are going into these sides here, and on the other side over here, are held in with SM screws. Now I have put these in some oil because I'm going into metal. Put them in gently first off, just so I can get at least 2 screws in place. and then tighten them up. And then just do the same on the other side. Now they're all in, and that's looking pretty cool, huh? Excellent. The last bit to do just on this front section is to take what we just created at the front of this stage and put this into the hole here. Make sure that's straight in there. So now that's looking just like that. We can put that to one side. Bring over the interior of the bonnet here. That looks really good, doesn't it? And we want to take that part that we had from the last stage. This is just going to go over the two lugs that you can see in the front there, this way round. So if I've got this position this way, these two notches are more towards my right. Once they're in position there, as you can see, it looks like a catch from the other side. And then I'll take the bonnet. I have put a little bit of cloth there just so it doesn't get scratched, because I'm going to be putting this on top now. It's going to go over the lugs just here, lining everything up. Perfect. And it's held in with 4 AM screws. So I'll get these in nice and tight. They just go into these two positions here and here. And there we go. That's all 4 of those in. So I can put this to one side. And then that just leaves the steering wheel and this cover here. This is metal, just so you know. Check that out. We're going to be using that later on. Which means we're completely moving away from that section now, and in stage 5, this is the magazine, but we are going to be starting on the engine. As you can see here, so we have got the engine blocks here. Going to get all of these together, so by the end of it, we've actually built up a lot of the engine block, as you can see there. So this is the last stage of this pack. I do think we get 5 stages per pack going forward now. So the first thing we need is the engine block looking just like this. There's 2 halves of it. We want the half looking like this and the engine support. This has got 4 holes in it. If you look on the top camera, this is just going to go over these 4 holes just here. That's held in with AM screws. So I'll get all 4 of these in. So that's one side done. I'm going to take the other side of the engine block now. And I've got a mount to put on that one. This one's smaller than the last one, but again, you've got 4 holes for this to go into that position just there. Once again, this is AM screws to keep this in place. So with those 2 sides completed, I can just put that to one side, bring over the cylinder head, and then I also need the top cover looking like this. Now, if you have a look at this, we've got a hole which is close to the edge here. That's going to be going on this side of that cover there. So it's going to fit in just like that. This time that's held in with AP screws. The P just saying that we are going into plastic. You find that the plastic screws, the threads are more spaced out. The metal screws, they are close together. So if you've got a rogue screw on your desktop, that's how you can identify them. So there we go. That's in. I'm then going to be putting these brackets in. As you can see, there's a slight lip on this side. If we've got this way round, I want that lip to be closest to this edge here. So 1 and 2. They're held in once again with AM screws. And now we're up to a point where we can piece these together. So we want to take the engine block that looks like this, and this is just going to rest on top like that there. Held in once again with AM screws just into these 2 holes. So that's looking like that. And then we're going to close that off with the other side, which is just going to be going over this section here. Just like that. And this time we need EM screws, which are in this bag here. We need 3 of them. And they're just going to go and join these 2 sides of the block together. This is going to need my PH1 screwdriver for this. And then on the bottom here, now these are together, I've got the sump, which goes on just like this here. Held in with, once again, with one of these EM screws. Just 1 screw to keep this into place. And then finishing up just on this top section to put the GTR logo in, which goes into these points here and here, push down, so that looks like that. And that is all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. Nice and quick pack that one is. The engine's certainly coming along already, isn't it? We've done quite a bit in this one. Once again, if you want to get this for yourself, have put a link in the video description and there's a QR code on the screen. But I really hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.